Welcome to NEKOPARA Episode 1, the very first game in the entire lineup of NEKOPARA games that comprised the WEU, or Weeaboo Extended Universe for those of us in the audience that are not well versed in Weeb. The NEKOPARA series is quite obviously in a visual novel format, and each game is designed to be played entirely with only one hand, allowing you to use your other hand for anything else your heart desires. I'm sure we can imagine what everyone will use their free hand for, though. To quickly subscribe to my channel,
ring the bell to notify you of all content I post, and be sure to summon Satan himself so I can finally achieve my dream of becoming a big YouTuber.
You assume the role of a faceless self-insert who has some trouble with his family that is left vague on purpose, solely for the fact that you, the player, can go, "Hey, I have some problems with my family. I'm exactly like the protagonist." Our protagonist cannot escape his past home life, however. Soon enough, a mysterious benefactor mails the protagonist a strange box that surprisingly contains two of his adopted Neko sisters, Chocolate and Vanilla. I'm fairly certain there's some laws in Japan that prevent animals and/or people from being shipped, but don't worry about that for now. After a brief inner struggle, the protagonist decides that this game cannot be a porn game if he doesn't let his sisters stay, so he allows them to stay and work for him in his pastry shop, La Soleil. What is this f***ing frogling? La Soleil. After we skip over roughly half the actual events of the game that don't really matter, the protagonist's real human being of a sister shows up and begins to not so subtly hint that the protagonist should take Chocolate and Vanilla to Pound Town to make them closer to the protagonist. Or something like that. Our protagonist does not appreciate this advice, but of course, this is an E-game. His fate has already been decided for him. Finally, after a bit more expositional storytelling that nobody really cares about, our protagonist finishes making cream pies, and then finishes giving cream pies. The game draws to a close with the protagonist's other sisters being displayed to us. To the observant viewer, you'll notice I haven't talked about gameplay features. Simply put, there are none apart from holding the spacebar to skip dialogue until you get to the important sections of the game. Instead, the options menu will be replacing the normal discussion of gameplay. I know, you can barely contain your excitement. One of the first options you'll notice is the language option. Since everyone who plays the NEKOPARA series obviously wants to 100% the game for those sweet Steam achievements, you'll have to play the game in all three language options: American, Moonrunes, and PUBG Player Base. After setting your language, the most important option available for your pleasure is the physics slider. Once you adjust it to your liking, go back in the game and mash the P key for a surprise. Overall, NEKOPARA is an extremely engrossing medium that allows me to feel like I need a cold shower after recording this script. Good job, NEKOWorks. I'll have to give NEKOPARA Volume 1 4 E621 Neko searches out of 5.